Okay, we're looking at mixed exercise 8 from the first year core textbook, so binomial expansion, and we're on question 7. So part A just asked to expand these brackets up to x cubed. So you are given the binomial expansion formula. So you do have that to refer to on the formula sheet. Obviously, you don't want to just look it up on the day. You want to be very familiar with using it. So we are expanding 2 minus 3x to the power of 10. So for us, a is 2, b is minus 3x, and n is 10. So my first term is going to be 2 to the power of 10. Then it's from 10, choose 1. The power of 2 will reduce by 1. And then I'll multiply by minus 3x. So then it's 10, choose 2. The power of 2 will reduce by 1. And the power of 3x will increase by 1. And then 10, choose 3. The power of 2 will reduce by 1. The power of x will increase by 1, and that's going to be my x cubed term, and that's the one they want me to go up to. So it does carry on after that, but they're highly unlikely to get you to do more than 4 terms, because I think by that point you've shown you know what you're doing. Okay, so there's your constant term, so that's just straight into the calculator. 2 to the power of 10 is 1024. Then I'm looking at my x term. So I'm going to do a different colour. So then I'm doing my x term. Okay, so just be careful with that minus there. So with sort of positive and negative terms, I just tend to look in advance and say, well, look, I've got a positive times a negative. So that is going to end up as a negative. And it's 10, choose 1. So that's going to be 10 times 2 to the power of 9 times minus 3. So I get minus 15360x. Then I am looking at my x squared term. So looking at that, I have got minus 3x, but the whole thing is being squared. So that is going to end up as a positive. And you definitely need to use brackets there, because otherwise you're just going to forget that the minus 3 needs to be squared. And also, even if you do remember, if you haven't got brackets in that line of working, technically your solution isn't totally correct. So it's going to be 10, choose 2. Oh, sorry, that's wrong button. 10, choose 2 times 2 to the power of 8 times minus 3 all squared, which is 9. So I get that as plus 13680 x squared. And then looking at my x cubed term, that is going to end up a negative, because I've got minus 3 cubed, and a negative number cubed is a negative. So that's going to be minus 10, choose 3 times 2 to the power of 7 times minus 3 all cubed, so times minus 27. So I get that as 414720 x cubed. Okay, let's just quickly check that before we do the next bit. Oh, no, sorry, pushing the wrong thing. 1, 2, 3, 4 minus Yeah, okay, so we got that. Right, so then part B, so let's get my screen back up. Okay, so that was part A, I should have labelled. Okay, so part B, really common second part to this type of question. We've just expanded 2 minus 3x to the power of 10, and they are asking me to approximate 1.97 to the power of 10. Okay, so, and they're giving me my final answer to 2 decimal places. Okay, right, so if those powers are equal, which they have to be for this type of question to work, I can ignore the powers of 10 and say, okay, I'm trying to find the value of x, which makes 2 minus 3x equal 1.97. I am going to add the 3x over to the right-hand side and subtract the 1.97 from the 2 on the left-hand side, just so then I haven't got negative coefficients. And then if I divide by 3, I get x is 0.01. Then what I need to do, just to finish the question off, is use that value of x and substitute it in to my expansion, and it should get us a very close approximation to 1.97 to the power of 10. So definitely need to show some working. So it's 1024 minus 15360, and then I'm substituting in 0.01 for x. So plus 10360, and then minus, I'm just going to squeeze this in here, 414720 0.01. cubed, just about. Okay, I'm going to really quickly type that into my calculator. Okay, so I did that a bit quick, so I'll check if I've typed in correctly, but I'm getting that as 8 points. So I am, even though they said 2 decimal places, I'm going to write the full thing out. Okay, so, but always read the question carefully. So they did say, give your answers 2 decimal places. So my answer would be 188.35. Okay, so what I can do, just before we actually check the answer, so if I was doing this in the exam, I can go back to this and obviously just put that into my calculator. So it's vital you show you're working, because otherwise they don't know you haven't just put it into your calculator. So that's giving me 880.363972.9. So actually, if I had put that into my calculator, I wouldn't have quite got the right answer anyway, because I would have had 0.36. But it does show me the fact that they are so close is making me feel very confident about this answer here. And if I was in an exam, I actually wouldn't even write that down. I would just put that into my calculator so I could just double check. Okay, well, let's see. So 880.35, brilliant.